Greetings and welcome to Just Driving, whereupon I shall, of course, be driving whilst talking in Euro Truck Simulator 2, as the case is currently, and indeed in the persona of this wizarding guy here, who is, of course, fantastic and awesome. We're picking up exactly where we left off before. Look, I've actually got skills to assign. Totally didn't know this. I don't know what any of these things do. Have you played Euro Truck Simulator? Do you have a recommendation as to where I should put my skill points? Comment, let me know, and indeed we shall proceed on that basis, or I'll just kind of, make up some randomness. But not right now. Right now we're going to take a job, because we need to get back on the road so that I can begin the talking which accompanies the driving for which the entire series is named. And I think it makes sense to kind of like kick off from Carlisle, because that's where we ended up at the end of the last trip. Of course, we don't have our own truck at this point. We're just driving other people's trucks for them for return in the form of Euro currency. And this looks like a pretty good leg. Look, Carlisle to Liverpool. Liverpool's down. Well, it's not marked on the map, but it's down near Manchester. It's down in this kind of area here. So let's do that. A little bit further down the M6. Take the job. And here we are, in a farm, because of course we're transporting apples. Look, here's our truck, that's the view out the side. This is the view from outside. It's a beautiful truck. Look, you can hear the cows. It's a beautiful truck, it's a nice yellow truck, it's very sort of pastel shaded, full of apples, which of course are fantastic for you. If I get hungry, all I need to do is stop, open up the back, and I can help myself to lots of apples, which I'm pretty sure that they will be fine about. In fact, old Diego, the owner of the farm here in Carlisle, explicitly told me before I left that if I was hungry I could eat up to 7 apples. No more, but up to 7. And if I were to eat even but 1, I had to eat the remaining 6 as well, for 7 was the number, and the number was 7. I think Diego may be a bit of an oddball, but that's fine, because I don't think he actually knows precisely how many apples are in here anyway. Anyway, let's just start the engine and make for Liverpool as this journey begins, and we can sort of sit back, relax, and I can start ranting about things, because that's basically what Just Driving is for, right? I mean, that was pretty much my intention when I created this series, was just to give myself an opportunity to talk about whatever was on my mind, whatever happened to be going on, good and bad. It's not all going to be political rants, obviously, because that would get really boring indeed. In fact, I was kind of vaguely contemplating renaming it to Truckin' Tuesday and sort of like making it a combined Euro Truck Simulator 2 playthrough with, of course, the Just Driving random ranting about all and sundry. So, I don't know, do you want me to do that? Let me know, leave a comment. Would you like this to be a regular scheduled thing every Tuesday, or does that sound like your idea of some kind of hell? And of course, Truckin' Tuesday, I'll just put it in neutral. Of course, Truckin' Tuesday, I of course have brutally stolen that name from the Yogscast. So, if anyone from the Yogscast ever accidentally clicks onto some random video on the YouTube and discovers that it is in fact this one, and that I have stolen the name Truckin' Tuesday brutally and with intent to have stolen it, please don't sue me, because that would just suck. That would really suck, and we do not want that. We certainly do not. Plus, I don't think you've actually used it for ages anyway, so tough titties. We're turning left, we're going to Liverpool. Now, based on the comments from last time, I am going to adjust my driving style here a little bit. I think it was Diedrich who said that he drives Euro Truck Simulator 2 like he's playing GTA, so that's what I'm going to do. No more trying to adhere to the traffic rules. Did I try and do that last time? I mean, I think I may have been trying. Whether I succeeded or not, I think, is highly questionable. But certainly, that was what was claimed by me. And so that's what we're going to stick with. This time, however, we're going rogue. We are going to be the rogue haulage company. Look, we're driving on the wrong side of the road. That's how rogue we are right now. We could be in Europe, but we're not. We are in the UK, which apparently... Look, there's someone coming. We better pull off. We better pull back onto it. Look, he's actually stopped. Honk! Honk! Oh, I didn't know I had a horn. That's awesome. So yeah, obviously, the UK... Oh, I thought we had to turn left here, but we don't. We're turning right down there. Let's start indicating now. Even though, that's totally rogue. So we're not turning right up that slip road. We're turning right down here. We're also going to take this hard. Hard. Oh, yeah. Hard and at speed. Change down. Shift down. Cancel the indicator. shift back up again. I don't know what, I honestly, I don't know what gear I should be in most of the time in this thing. We're currently in 7th gear, now we're in 6th. Revving it up to 26,000 RPM. Let's go with that, shall we? 26,000 RPM. We've been overtaken by a bus. We are going to take that bus. I swear to you now, look, we're still indicating, I swear to you now, before this journey is done, that we will have overtaken that bus up ahead. It shall not thwart us. Oh no, we shall instead thwart it. But of course not at the... Look, I need to shift up. I was also berated for my terrible gear control. I don't think you'll find that it has gotten any better, I'm afraid. Maybe over time, maybe if we do this every week, it will eventually become better and improved and awesome. A quick shout out to Fallen X because he requested a shout out sometime ages ago on the original Just Driving when we were driving around in Jalopy. So I forgot about that last week because I was too angry and frustrated about the whole Brexit thing, which I'm now not angry about anymore. I'm now simply furious because it continues to get more and more bad, more and more farcical, more and more ridiculous. This guy has realised that he can't take me and that I am going to instead take him and overtake, pulling out, forcing him to hammer on the brakes because I am still chasing down the bus. The bus of doom is up ahead. We are closing on it fast now. We are actually going to take the bus of doom. As we enter this kind of cutout area that I don't think there's anywhere really like this. Just north of Liverpool or between Liverpool and Manchester. Not to my knowledge anyway, and I drive this road, relatively frequently. So yeah, the farcical state of British politics. I don't know how many of you are British or follow British politics, but apparently it's okay in this country to just appoint the leader of the country, speeding offence my ass. Apparently it's okay to just appoint the leader of your country. Now I know that's the way that parliamentary democracy kind of works, but let's be honest here, this is an extraordinary time, and it's not like the new Prime Minister coming in is just going to be kind of like conducting business as usual. It's going to be a completely new set of policies, so which nobody has voted on. Nobody's had like an actual election to test what the actual scale of feeling is for any of these things. Yeah, okay, we had a referendum in which a bunch of people lied through their teeth. On both sides, and no one really knew what they were talking about, and a bunch of racist people said, well, this means that we're not going to have to deal with foreigners anymore, which was always patently false. And everyone else who, the vast majority of Leave voters, of course, were not racists, but I still believe the majority of them were misled. Anyway, look, we have moved past the whole Brexit referendum thing, all right? That's the past. On the off chance that a revolution happens, I will of course be on the side of the revolutionaries seeking to overthrow the government and, institute a new EU-friendly government in the UK. But barring that happening, our next best hope is to have a proper election in this country and have proper representation for the different views and the different opinions, and let a proper parliamentary democracy resolve the various issues. So we absolutely desperately need to have an election. I know it sucks because elections are rubbish, and like also, I mean, the whole way in which this issue has highlighted just how utterly incompetent and rubbish our political leaders are in all parties is kind of, it's pretty shocking. It's pretty shocking and it's pretty terrifying. Anyway, you know what? Look, I've had enough of talking about that. It's just going to make me more angry. And we don't need an angry wizard on top of everything else right now. So let's stop talking about the referendum and indeed the Tory party and or other political parties and elections. And instead, let's talk about a subject which is going to make me slightly less angry, which is, of course, my own channel, which is great. I love my channel. It's awesome. Last month, by the way, the month of June, record-breaking month for me. Not entirely surprising. I think, obviously, the number of views that Hearts of Iron was getting, it was always going to be a pretty special month. But some of the numbers, as I still haven't gotten around to a Just Talk, and frankly, I don't know when I will get around to a Just Talk, so I thought I'd throw out some of the numbers right now. Watch time, 380,000 minutes, 380,817 minutes to be exact. Average view duration was about 8 minutes. 8 minutes 10 seconds, which is not bad at all. That's actually pretty good. It's up from sort of an average view duration of like 5 or 6 minutes. Partly, I suspect, because the Hearts of Iron videos themselves were longer than my standard content tended to be. Views 46,670, which of course is averaging well over 10,000 views a week, which is just amazing. I mean, honestly, like, days where I got less than 1,000 views were few and far between. The vast majority of days were well over 1,000 views, and a couple of them were over 2,000, or a few of them were over 2,000 in fact. And I think I may even look. We're just gonna squeeze out. We're just gonna ease that guy out of the way because we want to get into the outside lane. Look, we lost loads of speed as a result, and now this guy's like pulling away from us. If you just got faster in the first place, we wouldn't have had to crush that guy against the central reservation. Anyway. Apologies for that to anybody who needs to be apologised to. Obviously, it was not what I intended. So yeah, 46,670 views, $44.17 in ad revenues, and combined with YouTube Red revenues for the month of June, which not only is that massively more than I've gotten in any previous month through advertising, it also, for the very first time since I first opened up my Patreon account at the behest of Jonas, thanks for that, Jonas, who has been a Patreon backer, by the way, since day one, along with Bone Hero and Andy Murray. Yes, so not only $44 is that like a fantastic return, you know, compared to my normal returns on a month, it also for the first time was a greater amount of money than the Patreon backers donated as well. So Patreon backer donations I think are totaling up to about $33 at the moment. I think we may need to change gear here. What are we doing? 52 miles per hour. Well, it's slowly going up, so let's just keep going. Yeah, Patreon backer donations in terms of actual take home for me after the 10% cut is removed is about $33. So, I mean, you know, $44, that's $11 more, $11 more than the Patreon backers donated, which is, you know, it's kind of nice. Obviously, I would like for the ad revenue to grow even further, but nonetheless, absolute record-breaking month. I'm really, really happy with that. Hearts of Iron 4 has been going down really well. I've been getting lots of great feedback for that. Loads of new people joined the channel for Hearts of Iron 4. Really shows what a combination of the fact that I was in the preview release for Hearts of Iron 4, which of course I have to thank Paradox 4, was fantastic, awesome, and of course the fact that I was able to get a whole day's worth of a top-rated review on Steam, and you know those two factors have combined to give me a really, really fantastic return on June, and it's really got me thinking as well that I need to do more of that. It's really hard to engineer those kind of situations that we're not pulling off. This is not the place to pull off. Why did I think that was the place to pull off? Sorry, whoever that was. I think somebody may have just rammed into the back. I hope the apples are all right. Did anybody see any apples pouring out over the road? Oh, okay, we're all right. We're doing fine. Swansea. Swansea is up ahead. We do not want to go to Swansea. We want to go to Liverpool. Liverpool? Birmingham? Liverpool? Swansea? What? Why is the sat-nav telling me to come off here? Okay, the sat-nav is definitely telling me to come off here. Maybe I was meant to go back there. Maybe the sat-nav changed because I didn't look like I was going to be pulling off. Alright, well, we're going to turn around here. Obviously, this was always the intention. This was always part of my plan. I'm just lengthening the journey so that we can have more time to chat. Having spent so long ranting about annoying political things, which I really shouldn't do because I appreciate people have different political views to me, and there is absolutely no reason whatsoever why you should listen to the views of some random guy who makes gaming videos on the internet. I mean, my opinion is probably as valid as most politicians, but you probably shouldn't listen to them either, if we're honest. Experts, on the other hand, are probably worth listening to. I'm just saying, even if you come to a different conclusion. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So, fantastic month last month, Hearts of Iron. Now, those of you who have been watching the channel closely have probably noticed there hasn't been any Hearts of Iron content over the weekend. In fact, there hasn't really been any content at all, apart from a hastily, oh, my bad, 2% damage to the truck. Of course, it's a rented truck, or just a loaned truck, so we don't really care about damage to the truck, do we? Yeah, no videos over the weekend. Now, this was not through lack of trying, if I'm honest. I knew I wasn't going to be able to actually record much over the weekend. I spent quite a bit of time on Saturday streaming with Mick B. Mac on his fundraising live stream, which was great fun. We didn't raise as much money as we might have hoped, but you know, it was fairly last minute, and you know, I know that he's going to continue the campaign. I know that he's going to continue doing more live streams and stuff, and I will hopefully be joining him for at least some of that. Although I don't want to take over too much, especially as it didn't achieve all that much. But anyway, that was Saturday, and knowing that I wasn't going to be able to do much recording over the course of the weekend, I had intended to do a load of recording on Friday afternoon. I gave myself the whole afternoon to just record content, and it started with Hearts of Iron 4, understandably enough, because, you know, I'm sure that people are, you know, relatively, as far as anybody ever clamours for anything on my channel, they'd be clamouring for Hearts of Iron 4. But something happened, something rather untoward happened. The Canada Popular States, we finally managed to subjugate Canada and bring glorious communist rule to the whole of Canada through the efforts of Martin Bustamante. Look, the lights are changing, but you can start off. I got a ticket. I got a ticket for driving through a red light. Oh, come on. That's outrageous. Just because I'm ambling along incredibly slowly, forgetting to change gear continuously and probably causing extreme frustration to be rising in the hearts of all truck drivers out there in the internet world. I think, you know, a red light ticket is outrageous. But anyway, recording Hearts of Iron 4, Canada Popular State defeated Canada, and what did they do? They turned around and joined the Allies, the expletives. So this kind of took me aback. Now I was half expecting it, because they were stubbornly refusing to join the Green Dawn, no matter how much I helped them. They just kept saying they would rather be members of the Allies, which seemed kind of odd to me, considering that they're communists. And, you know, I sent Trotsky in to have a word with them, and he was unable to convince even Trotsky's incredible persuasive talents, along with Martin Bustamante, were unable to convince them that they should indeed, you know, do the right thing and join the Green Dawn. So, after looking into this further, after utilising Project 17, I discovered, rather unfortunately, that they had somehow found themselves at war with Comiton. Now, I suspect what happened is that when Canada and the Canada Popular State split, when the Civil War happened, for some reason, Canada inherited its status as a member of the Allies, but the Canada Popular State inherited its status of being at war with Comiton, because of course the Allies were at war with Comiton when that happened. Which kind of sucks. Look, I need to turn around. I somehow have driven completely past where I was supposed to be. Fine, let's do it here. Ready? Change down to first, and we're turning around, sister. Oh, steady on, post-bed. Yeah, we're going to turn around here. We're going to go back, and we'll totally find our way here. So yeah, they inherited, which it seems kind of janky to me. That seems wrong. Seems wrong. Now, Hearts of Iron 4 does have a certain thing called a console that you can bring down that lets you break the rules in various ways. Now, I've kind of refused to use this so far. I kind of wanted it to be essentially a vanilla playthrough. But this seriously made me wonder about whether I should do this, because if Canada joins the Allies, it kind of changes the whole character of the way things are going to go. Now, either narrative could work, if I'm honest. Obviously, Canada betraying us, we can make that work. You know, that could be quite good fun. I don't know why we're going I don't know where we're going. We're going somewhere. I think we're in completely the wrong part of the world right now. We're probably driven to like Spain or something. Yes, so that could be made to work. However, I could white piece. Using the console, I could white piece Comiton and the Canada Popular State and kind of return them to what I would consider to be a more sensible state of affairs, which is that they are at war with Canada, Canada is in the Allies, it's a civil war, hopefully the rest of the world will basically stay out of it, and then when I, through the awesome assistance of Martin Bustamante, have helped the Canada Popular State to defeat Canada, they shall inevitably fall into the loving embrace of the Green Dawn. And together we can crush the United States in the inevitable and final great conflict of the world. That is kind of what I was thinking of doing. But then, you know, I was umming and ahhing about it. I was thinking, okay, this is kind of cheating. So I have decided to offload this moral dilemma on you, my viewers. You can now let me know which you think I should do. Use the console / Trotsky's mysterious and magical powers to enforce a peace between the Canada Popular State and... Oh, come on. Out of the way, guys. Look, this guy just overtook me in order to stop at the lights. I would have just driven through the lights. So, should we just, like, try and bump him? Just try and bump him through the lights. Come on, through you go. Through you go. Oh, he pulled away. Pulled away before I had a chance. And now I have to, like, deal with my incredible gearing. Yes, do we go with Canada? Do we go with, like, Trotsky's magical power and remove the Canada Popular State from its war with Comintern and see how that plays out. It may not necessarily result, of course, in them joining the Green Dawn. They may join Comintern. They may join the Allies anyway. I don't know, frankly. I have no idea. But it would certainly give us a better chance. Or do we just let fate play out the way it was supposed to play out, and deal with the consequences, and of course, in the end, inevitably crush Canada through the brutal application of military firepower? Because obviously, the United States will just be some kind of like speed bump on that process. I think we want to go this way. Yeah, possibly, maybe. I mean, I'm not entirely sure. It seems to be saying that I need to go back the other way. This sat-nav is terrible. It's really hard to follow. Manchester, Birmingham, Cambridge. We don't want to go to any of those places. We want to go to Liverpool. Liverpool, I tell you, Liverpool. I'm just completely lost. How long have we been going for? 20 minutes. We need to get there soon. This is supposed to be short. Crash vehicle offence. 400 euros. This is going to wind up costing me money. Manchester, Birmingham, Cambridge. All right, well, let's come off for Manchester. Because Manchester and Liverpool are like right next to each other. So we must be able to drive. There must be signposts to Manchester, from Manchester to Liverpool. There must be. There just must be. By the way, if I didn't say so, vote now on whether we should go with the Trotsky magical maneuver, i.e. enforce peace, or the Canadian inevitable betrayal, i.e. let Canada join the Allies and then crush them for it horribly afterwards. So, this happened. Look, Liverpool, that's where we're going. That's where we want to go. So this happened on Friday afternoon, and it took quite a long time. Obviously, I sort of like most of the way through the recording session before this happened, so I was like, okay, great. Well, it kind of threw me. I decided not to continue with that recording. It kind of put me in a slightly like weird mood as well. I was already in a slightly weird mood, if I'm honest. I always feel slightly stressed when I've got lots of recording that I feel like I really should do for a particular time or whatever. Look, we're coming off here. I don't know. Like I can see the flag of where we're going. Look, it's over there. So we'll just make our own way there. Just make our own way. I'm sure we'll find it through the awesome powers of navigation skills. I'm pretty sure I was practically there a minute ago, but maybe not. Anyway, I also tried to record other things on Friday. Since we've got a bit of extra time, as it's taking me ages to find my destination, I did try and record some other stuff on Friday, stuff that you may well see cropping up on the channel. In fact, if there's any of these things that I mentioned that you would particularly like me to see a series of in the near future or very near future, because I'd like to kind of get back to a bit more varied content. I know Hearts of Iron has been kind of dominating things. Stellaris, of course, will be coming back and continuing. I think we might well call it Season 3 because it's been quite a while since the last episode. It's raining. How do I turn on my windscreen wipers? I have no idea. I have no idea how to turn on my windscreen wipers. Okay, well, let's just hope we don't need to before we arrive. Yeah, other things. Stellaris, obviously, as I said. RimWorld, which I got sent a game key for by the developers, who are doing a bit of a marketing push because it's going up on Steam on the 14th. So I will definitely be doing some RimWorld content on the channel. Looks like a great game. Had a little bit of a play of it. It's a game that I've been tempted by in the past, but I never quite got around to. But now I have been sent a free key. I will definitely be playing it, and potentially quite a lot. We'll see. We'll see how we get on, but it looks like it could be really awesome. Unfortunately, my attempts to record it on Friday were thwarted by the fact that the latest version, the version that they will be releasing to Steam, was not the version that I had access to at the time. I do have access to that version now, but I didn't on Friday, so I couldn't record that. So that was that, RimWorld. I also started trying to record Clockwork Empires, which I also got a Steam key for from the developers. Very grateful, actually. They sent me. I actually contacted them and requested it, and they sent it to me. And then it kind of got buried a little bit by Hearts of Iron and other stuff going on the channel, which was part of the reason why you haven't seen it on the channel yet. Another part of the reason is it's got its issues, and I always make a point of saying whenever I request Steam keys that, content is not guaranteed. I'm not selling, good content on my channel in return for, free copies of a game. That's not the way that I see it. I see it as, it's a win-win scenario, but it's only a win for me if I actually enjoy the game, and I think that, people should consider buying it. And likewise, I don't want to be giving the wrong impression to my viewers and things like that. And I'm only going to produce good quality content on a video for a game that I actually enjoy. Now, Clockwork Empires, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy it, and I played it quite a bit. It took a while. It took a while to get into it. Look, I'm going to start reversing here. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to maintain enough concentration to talk and reverse at the same time. So Clockwork Empires, like, it's good. You know, it's basically like a Dwarf Fortress type game. But it's got its issues. It's got some weird stuff about it. It's got some janky stuff. It's, you know, the loading and saving takes ages. So, you know, I haven't 100% made up my mind if I'm actually going to do content on it. There will be at least like one video, like a wizard's eye on it at some point when I can actually complete a recording session in it, because I think it definitely deserves that much. Whether I will go on to do a full series or not, I think at the moment, with so many other things to potentially like do on the channel, it's probably not likely. But it's got a lot of charm to it. It's got, you know, it's got kind of a nice art style. It's got like a great sense of humor. Like, it's got a lot going for it, but it just feels like it's let down in some of its like UI decisions and some of the other stuff that's going on there. So that's Clockwork Empires. What else? I also fired up Space Engineers. Been meaning to do a Space Engineers series for a long time. Aborted that one because I just was not in the mood to like go through the complexity of building a Space Engineers base whilst maintaining some kind of active commentary. Medieval Engineers I took a look at, but I think we're probably... Look, can I just squeeze this in like this? That's totally there. Look. That's not perfect, but that's parked in some way, shape, or form. Let's just dump it. There we go. I put it there. Oops. It's fine. Is that not acceptable? I mean, it's basically there. We're gonna have to pick it up again. You know what that'll do? That'll do. We don't need the special parking box. Job completed. Tolerable. Apples delivered from Carlisle to Liverpool. 184 miles driven. Time taken 5 hours and 4 minutes. Fuel consumed 146.8 litres. A fantastic journey, and one that I think we can all be thoroughly proud of. Especially you guys if you made it this far whilst watching me drive around badly and talk about largely nonsense. As I was saying right at the end there, really enjoyed doing the live streaming with Mick. It seemed like my internet connection was holding up, so I might start trying to do a few live streams and stuff over the next few weeks and indeed months. There will be more Hearts of Iron 4, obviously, once I have received your considered wisdom on what to do. And that considered wisdom can't be too considered because I would like to record that tomorrow and possibly even release it tomorrow if I have the time to do that, because I don't want to leave the channel without glorious Hearts of Iron content for too long, lest people rampage or something. Other content coming on the channel, as always, you know, let me know if there's anything you want me to see me play, especially if it's one of those ones that I mentioned there just now. Otherwise, everything is going really well on the channel, actually. I'm very happy with the rate of progress and stuff that we have been experiencing over the last month. I hope that we can continue that. Certainly be looking at some of the new games coming up, seeing if I can get preview access, and if not preview access, then maybe early access. Not early access, but, you know, like buy it on the day of release. But, you know, that can get pretty expensive, especially when you're talking about big AAA games and stuff. So maybe watch this space. But until the future occurs, as always, I have been Weird Wizard. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you later.